Calibrating cybernetics.
Talk to him now.
AT, Andre.
Come on, Dre.
Yep. Trippin with Let's Go. Woo! Trippin with Theobold.
What's your name?
Theo so bold.
Yeah.
Driggity. Let's go. Trippin with Theobold. Trippin.
What are we doing?
Trippin with Theobold.
Come on, Dre.
Yeah, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. What it do? Hey, what's going on, y'all? And welcome to this episode of Trippin with Theobold. I'm your host, Andre Theobold. Welcome. We here. You're here. How y'all like my new facilities? I said facilities. How y'all like my new facility? You know, this is my little dungeon lair, my little my little think tank. But welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. And make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. Welcome. So as y'all see, y'all can look at the icon at the top over here. You see I got the basketball and the football and the baseball with the dollar sign in it. So we talking DFS. You know, so pull up and join this convo. So as you guys know how we do over in Trippin with Theobold land, we gotta start off with the tongue twisties. Yay. Okay, so here we go. So since today's episode is about Linestar, you know, the companion app for DraftKings, or one of the companion apps for DraftKings, we're gonna do some tongue twisties that start with the letter L. So like I told y'all before, my tongue twisty site that I went from is gone, so I got to make up my own. And I made up 3, but throughout the course of the year, I'm going to have a nice list of, you know, robust, you know, tongue twisties. I don't know why I just did that. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have a nice robust list of tongue twisties. So here we go. Starting off with the letter L. Sorry, Mom, my mustache itch. I know you don't like me scratching my face, but what you gonna do? All right, here we go. Let's start off with L. Number 1. These are mine that I made up, by the way. Okay, so we gonna make up more throughout the year. Hopefully, we can have some real funny doozies. You know, I want to have some real funny tongue twisties. But here we go. Number 1. Lower lens loans loosely to losers like Lou. Damn, that's yeah, I made that one up. Lower lens loans loosely to loser. Oh, I forgot. I gotta put it up. Man, my bad, man. I'm up here messing around. Let me go ahead and put this up for y'all right quick. Now, all my other listeners that are tuning in, not on Facebook, my bad. But these are the 3 that I have right here, and I am about to add them right quick. Give me 1 second. Here we go. We gizzo. There we go. Kind of rough, you know, but like I said, this is a work in progress, and this channel is about progress, right? So here we go. If you are tuning in via iTunes, not iTunes. If you're tuning in via like Spotify or something like that, you're not going to be able to see it. So just listen, follow along. If not, you know, listen to me struggle. There we go. Number 1, lower lens loans loosely to losers like Lou. Lower lens loans loosely to losers like Lou. One more again. Lower lens loans loosely to losers like Lou. Number 2, lames. I didn't even finish this one. Lames luckily lavish over. I got to finish that one. Also, I really only have 2. And I have the word loser in here too much. So I got to, be more positive, I guess, right? So here we go. Last one. Look at the lettuce lying there loosely like a loser. Look at the lettuce lying there loosely like a loser. One more again. Look at the lettuce lying there loosely like a loser. So got that tongue twisty out the way. Like I said, we're going to have more. We building. Got to rebuild. But it's going to be our shit. I mean, can I cuss yet? Sure, I can cuss. Yeah, I can cuss. Cool. Okay, here we go. So today's episode is entitled yeah. You don't know what the episode called? It's like, no. Now today's episode is titled Is Linestar really worth it? Right? That's what today's episode is. Is Linestar really worth it? So let me go ahead and pull up my notes and let me go ahead and pull up my screen on my phone so I can show y'all. So in case you guys don't know, Linestar is a companion app for DraftKings. I play a lot of DraftKings. I don't lose too much, but I don't also put too much in. As they say, scared money don't win money, right? So, my money is scared in DraftKings. I'm all about that low risk, high reward. Put this up. Let me actually put to the top so y'all can see. Come on, man. I think that's good enough. All right, so yeah, Linestar. So Linestar basically gives you a bunch of other data to use in addition to DraftKings to help you make more educated picks. Let me pull my notes up right quick again. Go. So I think I explained what Linestar is. Basically, when you sign up for a tournament, you can find. So Linestar has two apps. Let me go and show you this. So Linestar has two apps, right? There's one for DraftKings and then there's one for FanDuel. So as you guys can see on my phone right now, I got the blue is for FanDuel, the green is for DraftKings. I don't really play FanDuel like that. I'm more of a DraftKings guy. Is what it is. But yeah, now you come in here, right? You can pick, like what sports you want to look at. They got NCAA stuff. Like I'm not gonna give a whole tutorial in here, but that's what they have. And then you come here, look at the contest types. So right now we're in the heat of the NBA season. So right now, as you know, over here in Trippin with Theobold land, all I do are I do pick'ems, right? 6 tiers. You gotta pick 6 players out of 6 tiers. And yeah, so for example, if I click on this tier here, I can click on individual tiers, and these are the same ones that they have in DraftKings. And then you can like look at what players do. You can look at their stats from like what they like. For example, this is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and this is what he did. This is basically what he did all season, right? The orange dots are the minutes played. The purple dots are the projections. The blue dots are the actual fantasy points scored. And then you can look at data for the whole season. And I don't think they go all the way back. Well, they do. Okay, they still go all the way back to the start of the season, October 26th. And then you can look at like what he did at Philadelphia historically. So you can look at what he did historically at Philadelphia back in 2017. Right? So then you can look at the last 5 games, last 10 games, or you can look at, you can look at, this is just him versus Philadelphia in general, all the games against Philly. Then you can look at what he did at versus Philly at home in Milwaukee. Or you can also look at what he did away at Philadelphia versus Philly, right? So a lot of data here, a lot of information. There's even more stuff that I used to play around with that didn't really make sense to me. But nonetheless, you have a lot of, like, it's at the end of the day, it's a tool, right? And you use the tool, you don't let the tool use you, right? You don't look at the tool and say, oh, okay, what can the tool do? You say, no, what do I want from this tool? What information do I want? Or how do I want to use this tool to solve a problem, right? It's engineering 101, right? You never start off with the tool. You always start off with, what are you trying to solve? What problem are you trying to solve, right? So that's the root cause to some of this. We're going to get into it in a second. But what else? So yeah, Linestar, you can pay, what is it a month? You can either pay, I think with Linestar, you can either pay like $5 a week, right? Which is about $20 a month. Or you can pay $200 a year, right? So you do the math, right? If you look at, it's cheaper to basically just get it for the year, right? So that's what I did. I've had Linestar for a whole year, $200 a year, right? So let's look at the math on that. So 200 a year, 200 by 12 works out to about $16 a month versus $20 a month. So, you save money that way, So I went ahead and just did it. I got my bill coming up. Not too excited about that, but it is what it is. Back to Linestar. Here we go. So yeah, is it worth it? That's the title of the episode. Is Linestar worth it? So many times, man, I want to get away from Lines. I just want to be like, man, let me go ahead and just say it's 200 and let me just pick based off of the DraftKings app. Problem with the DraftKings app is the data. Let me just show you the DraftKings app, right? So you see how this stuff here looks all pretty and color coded and stuff, Let's take a look at like DraftKings, for example, right? So tomorrow got the we got tiers non-late swap. I'm not going to submit it. I just want to show y'all but I just want to show y'all this how rudimentary it looks, right? So really, if you don't have Linestar, you're looking at this. You're looking at just players, and then you look at a stat card, and then you read the little bullshit they wrote, which is misleading, right? Because I tried to actually do screenshots of what the write-ups were to see if the language kind of gave a hint to who to stay away from, I remember I did it for football and it didn't work, right? That method didn't work. But look at this, right? They only give you data for barely maybe a month's worth of data, if that. And you don't know what Jokic did against San Antonio. You don't know what he did against San Antonio at all. So really it's like you're looking at a limited data set when you look at just DraftKings data, right? So with Linestar, it's like you can look at more data, but more information doesn't mean better results, right? Sometimes the less you know, the better off you are, right? But I like to look at the one thing that Linestar does give that I think it's value added is they give you the perfect lineup for the tournament, right? So for example, for March 14th, here I can look at what the perfect lineup was for this. right? So you know, okay, when you're playing against a computer, that's who you should be trying to beat is a computer, right? Because in real life, you're playing against people. So when you're playing against people, um, people make mistakes. So I doubt if anyone had this lineup here, but I mean, someone probably did, but you don't have to get this perfect lineup to win. But if you shoot for this, as they say, if you shoot for the moon, you'll be amongst the stars, which is the dumbest quote I've ever heard because stars are much further away than the moon, but you get the point. You got to overshoot to get what you want to get. So there's some value added with this. You know, you get to at least see what the perfect lineup was, what the perfect combination of picks were. You know? So what does Linestar provide, man? So I already said that it provides hope, but but it also provides, like I said, it gives you the perfect lineup information, right? I keep track of the perfect lineups. I got a spreadsheet. I know before I said don't mess with spreadsheets, but I mess with the spreadsheets. You know, I don't crunch numbers in spreadsheets, you know, because if you do that, you already lost. What I do is I just keep track of the perfect lineups and I just keep track of the names per tier so I can kind of get a pattern for who's showing up in what tier, you know? Like I'll play around and say, okay, well, for example, Josh Hart is, I believe, killing tier 4. You know, I think he's been in tier 4 like 3 times in the past, 3 months, I think. And that's a lot, you know? Or you got like Chet Holmgren, who's been in multiple tiers, like, you know, multiple times. And of course, Luca, you know, so I look at just the name, like whose name is coming up, you know, and then when you look at tier 6, right, in the tier 6 column, it's a different name. So if I see someone in tier 6 that has already been in tier 6, guess who I'm not picking? I'm not picking that person, right? That's how I play, you know. And one night I got lucky, man. I think I put $1 in, and I was one player off, man. I was one player off. I put in $1 and I came in 13th place out of like 2,000 and won like $45 off of $1. I was like, man, if I would have had $5 on that, man, I'd be playing for $5. But now I'm back to playing for $1. But it is what it is. Yeah, so what would make Linestar better, right? So Linestar, if you're listening, I hope you are, take note. So what would make Linestar better, in my opinion, is the one thing that's driving me crazy, man, like really with Linestar, the thing that's really driving me crazy is they don't give you well, there's two things. No, it's really one thing, right? It's one of the same. What Linestar doesn't give you is they don't give you the fantasy points per game average. They don't give you that, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's look again. Maybe they made an update, but I need the fantasy. They give you the projection, but they don't give you the fantasy point per game average. That's what I want. See, right now, actually, do they? Or do they? Let's take a look. So tomorrow's March 15th. Pick'em 6 games. Okay, where's the Pick'em 6 at? Back. Yeah, let's Pick'em 6 games. And then if I go to tier 1, yeah, see, they don't give you that. So here they give you, was it 48.51? Let me actually sort this based off of, see, look here, they don't give it to you. All they give you is a projected. They give you value. You guys, make sure you guys can see that. All they give you the value of the player, the consensus value, the consensus, the projected, scored, Vegas implied points, daily matchup, opponent rank, alerts, consistent, projected ownership, salary, loved, hated, chat, and so forth, right? But they don't give you the fantasy points per game. I need that FFPG. See that? I need that FFPG, right? But at a quick glance, right? You think that that projected is the fantasy point, but that's the projected shit. I don't mess with the projected because that's all computer driven. It's based off of some algorithm. We don't know where the algorithm came from. We don't know the seed of the algorithm. We don't know how, like, we don't know anything about this algorithm. We just know that this is what they're projected to score, right? Which is not the fantasy points per game average. So Jokic, fantasy points per game is 60.8, 59.8, 59.68. Then you got Wembanyama. Look at that. Fantasy points per game, 48.3. And his projected average is 56.09, right? So the reason why I want the FFPG, right? The reason I want the FFPG is because I want to be able to just, here's how my mind works, right? If I had the FFPG, what I would do, the first thing I would do is I would basically just get rid of the names and just look at the slot. I would just look at the slot that's winning per tier, right? I would put that in some algorithm. I would extract out who's winning and just keep track of that and just pull out, I would pull out all of the slots that win and I would create a histogram, right? We're getting into stochastic processes now, right? I would put that into a histogram and just look at, okay, on average, what slot is winning per tier. And then I would just like base my data. I would base my lineups off of that, right? But Linestar doesn't give you that. I think Linestar knows people like me are looking for that data because we know if we get that data, we're going to cheat the system. It's not really cheating. It's just called mathematics. You feel me? So Linestar, man, do me a favor, man. One day, just do something for me. One day, just add an extra category, add an extra filter in there. Add that category of FFPG in here, so I could just get about $5,000 back. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pay these students. I'm trying to knock out these last of these student loans. Y'all could help. You know, donate to a brother. It's like, anyway, I'm talking shit. Anywho, man, this has concluded this episode of Trippin' with Theobold. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure, like I said before, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. And without further ado, I'm out of here, folks. Peace. Yep. Trippin' with Theobold.
Let's go.
Caliente.
Trippin'. Yep. Trippin'. Trippin'. Trippin' with Theobold.
Trippin' with Theobold.